Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. My name is John Witten. I'm an attorney with the law firm of Huggins & Witten. We're in Newton and Duxbury, Massachusetts. I was here many years ago on this project in its first incarnation, and I'm here again representing the William Street Neighborhood Association. Mr. Chairman, there are several folks here this evening that would like to speak, including a plan that I think responds to Mr. Cook's comment. So with your permission, after I speak, if it's up to you, Mr. Chairman, we do have a site plan, a recommended drawing that I think the board would at least consider. It does address Mr. Cook's comment about the orientation of the structures, so with the board's permission, I'll do that when I finish my brief remarks. I'm here, Mr. Chairman, as I was 2 years ago, recommending that the board deny the project. And I know that goes against the grain and it goes against the discussion that the board has had, but it's consistent with the selectmen's recommendation and the planning board's recommendation. And I fully understand that you're an independent board and you do things the way you feel things should be done, as they should be. But in this case, the town has worked hard to obtain safe harbor. You're one of the few communities in the Commonwealth that has been able to do it and then do it again. And you should take advantage respectfully of that ability to say no. My brother's suggestion that this density is consistent with the neighborhood is a red herring. It's a false statement. When you come in at 20, which was completely incongruous with the neighborhood, and then say, look, 6 is better. Well, of course it's better. 6 would be better than 50. But that doesn't make it right or consistent with the neighborhood. This is a historic neighborhood, predates zoning, or consistent with zoning. This project requests numerous waivers from zoning. You can't compare density with this project to pre-existing non-conforming structures that predate the origin zoning in the town. So I want to push that aside because reducing it from 20 to 6, reducing it from 20 to 4 is not a relevant issue. Respectfully, for my clients, the relevant issue is whether 6 units or 4 units or anything more than zoning is consistent with zoning, it's not, or consistent with the neighborhood, it's not. And we would urge the board to just say no because you have the authority to say no and uphold what town meeting has done for the past 50 years. The net benefit to the town are 2 affordable units. So we're throwing zoning out the window, punishing my clients for a net gain of 2 below market units. That can't be right. That can't be what 40B intended. If the net benefit were such that there was a true benefit to the town, and there could be some respect for zoning, maybe. But you've worked hard to obtain this umbrella protection, and we urge the board to use it. There's no recrimination. There's no recourse. I understand, and my clients fully understand, that this applicant could come back. And I'm here tonight, Mr. Chairman and members of the board, to say my clients understand that risk, and they're willing to accept it. Because the town has done the right thing here, and the town should be able to protect itself from rogue applications that don't comport with zoning. The engineer is quick to say, well, this site plan is consistent with your site plan review requirements. So the applicant will pick and choose those things that are consistent with town regulations and those things that are inconsistent. They can't have it both ways. If this is a comprehensive permit, you can't hold the town's good regulations against it. So we would urge the board to deny. We're happy to talk about the substance of why to deny, but I don't think I need to bore the board with details that, as the chairman said at the very beginning, you've heard for 2 years. Issues of wetlands, issues of flooding, issues of overcrowding on the site, traffic and safety, the orientation of the project. You don't need to hear those again, but we would ask the board at least to keep those in consideration if we've convinced you or could convince you that denial is the right thing for this project. As Attorney Tallerman knows, we're often on the same side. I've fought a lot of 40Bs, I've supported a lot of 40Bs, I've written a lot about 40Bs. It's rare that you have the opportunity to say no for a project that is not consistent with the neighborhood. If it were consistent, if there was a net benefit to the town, then you'd say yes. But none of those are the case here. So, Mr. Chairman, we'd urge the board to say no. Now, if I could, Mr. Chairman, we do have a landscape architect and architect here who's drawn a recommended reconfiguration which I'd like to ask the board to entertain if that's acceptable. We have copies.
It's a sketch of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sketch, and it was made anticipatory of this discussion, so.
What is this now?
Go ahead. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Absolutely, yep.